Fogworx slider. Let's do it. Alright guys, Vick and Vick back with another review. Today we are looking at this, the Fogworx Slider RTA designed by Pegasus from Pegasus Vapor Academy. What is it? It is a very, very big, beefy RTA. Single coil RTA. Has a very similar to the Serpent style deck, the Serpent RTA. So it's 25mm, 5.5mm capacity, big old beastie, available in stainless steel and gunmetal. This is the stainless steel one. I will show you the gunmetal one down low. Big old single coils can go in here, no problem at all. Nice big airflow. This is a cloudy tank when used in that way. 0.3 build in here, 44.4 watts, and it is a really nice flavour vape. Let's go down low, have a nice look at it. I'll show you what build I've got going on and I'll take you all around it. Then we will come back up top for the pros and the cons. See you in a sec. Alright guys, here we are up close with the Fogworx Slider RTA designed by Pegasus Vapor Academy. 25mm RTA. This is what the packaging looks like. Fogworx going on there. No warnings or anything, but it doesn't need those. There's a website address there. Feel free to check that out. Very cool packaging, guys. No bones about it at all. Comes in this crazy metal box. If you get the gunmetal one, it comes in a gunmetal box. If you get the stainless one, it comes in a stainless box. Really cool. It's like a mod. Very nice packaging. Magnetized door, pops off and all that good stuff. Inside you get your spares. You get some nice coils actually as well, which is very cool, and the coils are set up ready to go, so that's very cool indeed. You get a spare big old glass thing, which is positive as well. And yeah, this is just crying out to be turned into a mod, this box. Very nice indeed. So this is your RTA. Look at that. Look at it. Now, one thing I'll say straight off the bat, and I'll forget all about it up top, but the drip tip. I don't like the drip tip. I'm not using the drip tip. But it's a normal 510 drip tip, so put whatever you like in there. Put whatever you like in there. Genuine. So there you go. Okay, so it's called the slider. It's called the slider because the top kind of slides up. There we go, like that, and push it at the dot, and that is how you fill it. Slide, slide, turn, and you are good to go. Fogworx written along the top here, but that is how you top fill it. Big old glass tank section, don't forget, 5.5mm capacity, this beast. 510 pin at the bottom there, copper pin by the looks of it, and mine is a sample Pegasus there. It's also got Pegasus's emblem here, and yeah, that's that. It actually comprises of 3 pieces, this tank. You've got your glass tank section, you've got your base, and you've got your top cap. So unscrewing this, we can reveal the deck. One thing to notice here while I'm doing this, look how nice and small that chimney is, and that's where the flavour comes from in my opinion. They've kept quite a condensed, closed up chimney. Even though it's big airflow, even though it's a big tank, the chimney's nice and small, and I think that really helps the flavour. So that's that top side. This is the deck. This is the deck. Look at this. Look at it. So you basically put your coil either side, and the air comes up the middle there. Adjustable airflow on the bottom, of course, and it works really well, the airflow ring. You can adjust it while it's on the mod, no problems. And obviously you put your wick up here. I'll show you my built one. Okay, so this is my built up one. Obviously coil straight down the middle, and your wicking there. Don't go any further than that with your cotton. That is the absolute lowest you want to go, just to the threads. You can even just bung it right on top if you want to, but that is that, and it wicks an absolute treat like that. But that is what that looks like. One thing to point out here as well, you can take off your tank to play with your wick and with your coils, as long as this O-ring here is nice and solid. So this one absolutely is, no problem at all, but just make sure that that is nice and solid, because if that glass comes away from that O-ring, the juice everywhere. But as long as it stays nice and firm like this one is, you can play with your coils to your heart's content. Putting it back on like this, and there we go. That is the Fogworx slider RTA. Let's go back up top. Okay guys, that was the slider down low, up close, personal and stuff. What do we say about this? What do we say about this slider RTA? Bit of business, first of all. It's never ever going to be available in this form in the UK. It is not TBD compliant. It's 5.5mm capacity, and it is a big old unit, and it's just not going to be available in UK shops as a result of that. However, it is available widely on the Chinese sites and on some American sites as well. I'll put some links in the description. I think I saw it cheapest on GearBest. So if you really want it, get it imported. If you're in the UK, if you're in America, shop around. Price point, it's Fogworx. They do tend to hit nice price points, and this one seems to be anywhere between $25 and $50. So do shop around. But again, $25 for this RTA is a very, very fair price indeed. I'm going to do positives first, simply because my negatives are so trivial and ridiculous. I've got to get them off my chest, but yeah, so I think it's much fairer to do the positives first. The positives way outstrip the negatives anyway with this RTA. I've got to say, I have been blown away, pleasantly surprised by this. Another RTA is what I thought when I first saw it. But I've got to tell you, they've done some very nice things on this. Big fan of single coil RTAs anyway, and it's so refreshing to go back to having 5.5mm capacity. This is becoming a real workhorse on the desk while I'm doing my vids, doing my pictures, doing all the little things, and working away, emails, comments. It's a really nice, just pick up and vape, work vape. Very refreshing indeed. The main thing, the overarching positive with this, is the way it vapes. The flavour is tremendous, really, really good. I think the reason for that is taken the 25mm phenomenon of RTAs, but they've actually kept things more in tune with how they were before in terms of the deck. The deck is nice and closed up. The actual funnel, the actual chimney piece isn't super big, so it's keeping that flavour in, even though you've got the big capacity and room to put your coils in. So I think that is the secret to its success in terms of flavour, but it's a very, very nice flavour tank. And it's very airy as well, so you can do some big lung hits. You could comfortably take this up to 80 watts, 90 watts if you wanted to, but the flavour is so good. I'm just down here on 44. So really nice deck as well. You literally just pop your coils in opposite facing ways, screw it down, and you just put the coil right in the middle. The air comes through. Lovely flavour, good times. In terms of wicking, it's an absolute breeze as well. You just put your cotton loosely over the channels, over the channels. I took them in a little bit because I'm only at 44 watts, but basically you just block the channels up and it'll fly up. What I would say is, do not dive your cotton down deep into those channels. You shouldn't be able to see cotton when you've screwed it all back up. Don't go down that road, because you will choke it off if you put too much cotton in here. But it wicks an absolute champion, which is fantastic. So flavour is great, vapour quality is great. It's nice, smooth tanks, not too noisy. Very, 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 very nice tank. Very well put together, very well made as well. The actual sliding function to fill it is solid. It works. It's a nice thing. It works absolutely fine. What I would say is you will find a few bottles might be a little bit trickier to fill than others, because it's a tiny little sort of gap you're trying to push your bottle down. But it works absolutely fine, and it doesn't ever seem to flood the tank doing that. I've left it open for a while I was messing around. You saw in the footage as well I did that. So the actual opening mechanism is good, absolutely good, and I'm guessing that's why it's called the slider. So very fairly priced, very well made, very well put together, really nice vape. Seems to be about $25 on the Chinese websites, and very good, all good stuff. Tiny little negative, this might be bizarre, I don't know, let me know what you think in the comments. I think it could look better. I think it could look much better. Off the top of my head, I'm going to put some pictures up now of some RTAs that I believe to be better looking. And I just think there's something they can do with this style. It's Fogworx right across the top here, and you've got slider right across the bottom here. And it's so square and big, and I just think they could have somehow made this a prettier RTA. I know that's so trivial and such a silly thing to say, but that was my first impression. It's a big, old, ugly lump of an RTA in some ways. So that's a thing. That is a thing. The other thing that I would say, very minor negative again, the way you screw the grub screws into the deck, there's quite a lot of play, and I think you could thread those when screwing them in. So do be careful. You have to completely remove them to get your coil in the first place, and so putting them back in, you have to be quite precise. So do be careful of that. Maybe a minor negative. A few things that aren't negatives but do need pointing out. This really isn't a mouth to lung tank. It isn't really a low wattage tank. I'm about as low as it would be, really, because the flavour is popping so well on this. So if you're a sub 40 watt vapor, it's not for you. If you're mouth to lung, it's not for you. I just don't, it's just quite a big airy thing. So those are things to remember. But in my opinion, a really nice RTA, superb vape quality. Definitely check it out. If 5mm capacity RTAs are your thing, then check it out, because it is a real contender. The flavour is superb. I've been Vick. Thank you to Pegasus Vapor Academy for sending this to me and getting in touch, reaching out. Thank you very much, mate, and speak to you soon. Drop me a message. I've been Vick, and I'll see you again soon.